As the sun set and evening approached, everyone in the kingdom waited eagerly for the big testing day. People talked quietly and nervously as they gathered at the special place where the testing would happen. The king's palace was bustling with important guests, including Princess Adan and Prince Ukandu. In a small village, Arinza and his father, Chief Uzo, also prepared for what was to come. They felt worried but hopeful about what might happen. As the time for testing grew closer, everyone felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. The testing would decide who the rightful ruler of the kingdom would be. Princess Adan, Prince Ukandu, and Arinza knew that their lives were about to change forever. With the dawn of a new day, they all stood ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. They knew they had to be brave and strong to face whatever came their way. The sun rose, casting a golden light over the kingdom. The destiny of its people hung in the balance. The stage was set for the final chapter in Princess Adan's story, where courage, hope, and love would guide them toward a brighter future. As the dawn painted the sky with hues of gold and pink, the testing grounds buzzed with activity. Chiefs and villagers alike gathered in anticipation, eager to witness the trials that would determine the future of the kingdom. The testing began with a series of challenges designed to assess the strength, wisdom, and character of each participant. From feats of physical prowess to tests of wit and courage, the contenders faced each trial with determination and resolve. Princess Adan, Prince Ukandu, and Arinza each approached the tasks before them with a sense of purpose, knowing that their performance would not only shape their own destinies, but also impact the fate of the kingdom. As the day wore on, tension hung heavy in the air, punctuated by moments of triumph and disappointment. Yet, amidst the trials and tribulations, a sense of unity emerged among the contenders, bound by the shared goal of proving themselves worthy of the throne. The final challenge drew near. The contenders braced themselves for the ultimate test, one that would push them to their limits and reveal the true measure of their character. With bated breath, the crowd watched as Princess Adan, Prince Ukandu, and Arinza faced the final trial with courage and determination. Each step they took, each obstacle they overcame, brought them closer to their destiny. And when the last challenge was met and the results were tallied, the kingdom held its breath in anticipation of the outcome. Who would emerge victorious? Whose name would be written in the annals of history as the rightful heir to the throne? The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the testing grounds. The answer became clear. And in that moment of revelation, the kingdom rejoiced, celebrating the ascension of a new ruler. A ruler chosen not by birthright or privilege, but by the strength of their character and the purity of their heart. As Princess Adan, Prince Ukandu, and Arinza stood together, united in their shared triumph, they knew that their journey was far from over. For in the crucible of adversity, they had forged bonds that transcended the boundaries of status and lineage, paving the way for a future filled with promise and possibility. And as they looked out upon the kingdom they would one day inherit, they did so with a renewed sense of purpose and determination, ready to lead their people with wisdom, compassion, and integrity. The kingdom had found its rightful ruler, and with their guidance, it would flourish as never before, ushering in an era of peace, prosperity, and hope for generations to come. As the sun dipped below the horizon, signaling the end of the testing day, the kingdom erupted into jubilant celebration. Villagers cheered and danced in the streets, their voices echoing with joyous laughter and song. Chiefs and nobles exchanged hearty embraces, their faces alight with pride and excitement. In the heart of the palace, Princess Adan, Prince Ukandu, and Arinza stood together, surrounded by their families and supporters. Despite the fierce competition and the trials they had endured, there was no bitterness or resentment between them. Instead, there was a sense of mutual respect and admiration, born from the shared experience of facing adversity and emerging stronger for it. As they looked out upon the sea of jubilant faces, Princess Adan felt a swell of gratitude and humility wash over her. Though she had once sought power and status, she now understood that true leadership was not bestowed by birthright or privilege, but earned through courage, compassion, and sacrifice. Prince Ukandu, too, felt a sense of fulfillment and purpose as he surveyed the revelry unfolding before him. Though he had harbored ambitions of ruling the kingdom, he now realized that his true calling lay in serving his people with humility and integrity. And Arinza, standing tall amidst the throng of celebrants, felt a profound sense of peace and contentment wash over him. Though his path had been fraught with challenges and heartache, he now knew that every trial had been a step towards his destiny, a destiny that was now intertwined with the fate of the kingdom itself. As the night wore on and the celebrations continued, the kingdom's new rulers pledged themselves to a future built on unity, compassion, and justice. Together, they vowed to lead their people with wisdom and grace, ensuring that the kingdom thrived and prospered for generations to come. And so, as the stars twinkled overhead and the music filled the air, Princess Adan, Prince Ukandu, and Arinza joined hands, their hearts filled with hope and promise for the bright future that lay ahead. For in the end, it was not the crown that defined their legacy, but the strength of their character and the depth of their love for their people. And as they embarked on this new chapter together, they knew that their journey was just beginning. A journey filled with endless possibilities and boundless opportunities for greatness. In the days that followed the coronation festivities, the kingdom experienced a newfound sense of unity and purpose. Under the guidance of Princess Adan, Prince Ukandu, and Arinza, the realm flourished, with prosperity and harmony prevailing in every corner. Princess Adan, now Queen Adan, proved to be a compassionate and wise leader, drawing upon her experiences and hardships to empathize with her people's struggles. She worked tirelessly to improve the lives of the kingdom's citizens, implementing policies that promoted equality, justice, and opportunity for all. Prince Ukandu, now Prince Consort Ukandu, stood steadfastly by Queen Adan's side, offering his unwavering support and counsel. Together, they embarked on diplomatic missions, forging alliances with neighboring kingdoms, and fostering a spirit of cooperation and goodwill across the realm. And Arinza, though not of royal blood, earned the respect and admiration of the kingdom's subjects through his selflessness and humility. As a trusted advisor to the queen and prince consort, he played a crucial role in shaping the kingdom's policies and ensuring that the voices of the common people were heard and valued. As the years passed, the kingdom prospered under the triumvirate's leadership, becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration for neighboring realms. Trade flourished, education thrived, and the arts blossomed, enriching the lives of all who called the kingdom home. But amidst the prosperity and peace, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza never forgot the lessons learned from their past trials and tribulations. They remained humble and compassionate, always striving to serve their people with integrity and grace. And though challenges inevitably arose, the kingdom faced them with resilience and unity, fortified by the bonds of friendship and trust forged among its leaders. As they looked out upon the kingdom they had helped to build, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza knew that their journey was far from over. But with courage in their hearts and determination in their spirits, they embraced the future with hope and optimism, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle and continue to write the story of their kingdom's greatness for generations to come. As time passed, the bond between Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza grew even stronger, cementing their partnership in governance and friendship. Together, they tackled the kingdom's challenges with unwavering determination and unwavering resolve, drawing upon their collective wisdom and experience to steer the realm towards prosperity and harmony. Under their enlightened leadership, the kingdom became renowned far and wide for its progress and innovation. Trade flourished, bringing wealth and opportunity to the kingdom's merchants and artisans. Education was prioritized, ensuring that every child had access to knowledge and opportunity, regardless of their background or station in life. And the arts flourished, enriching the kingdom's cultural landscape and bringing joy to all who beheld them. But amidst the kingdom's success, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza remained grounded in their commitment to serving the people. They traveled far and wide, visiting remote villages and listening to the concerns of their subjects, ensuring that no voice went unheard. As they worked tirelessly to build a better future for their kingdom, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza never forgot the lessons learned from their past struggles. They remained humble and compassionate, always putting the needs of their people above their own. And though their journey was not without its challenges, they faced each obstacle with courage and resilience, knowing that together they could overcome anything. As they looked back on their journey, they marveled at how far they had come and the obstacles they had overcome. But they also knew that their work was far from finished. With determination and unity, they continued to lead their kingdom forward, confident in their ability to build a future that was bright, just, and filled with promise for generations to come. As the kingdom continued to thrive under the reign of Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza, their bond grew deeper with each passing day. They faced new challenges together, but their unwavering unity and mutual respect allowed them to overcome any obstacle that came their way. One of the most pressing issues they faced was the threat of invasion from neighboring kingdoms. Despite their best efforts to maintain peace through diplomacy and negotiation, tensions simmered at the borders and conflict seemed inevitable. In the face of this looming threat, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza knew that they must act decisively to protect their people and preserve the kingdom's sovereignty. They convened council meetings with military strategists, sought counsel from trusted advisors, and devised a plan to fortify their defenses and rally their allies. But even as they prepared for war, they never lost sight of their commitment to peace. Queen Adan reached out to emissaries from the neighboring kingdoms, urging them to seek diplomatic solutions and avoid bloodshed at all costs. Meanwhile, Prince Consort Ukandu led training exercises for the kingdom's soldiers, ensuring that they were well prepared to defend their land against any aggressors. His leadership and strategic brilliance inspired confidence among the troops, bolstering their morale in the face of impending conflict. Arinza, ever the voice of reason and compassion, sought to ease the fears of the kingdom's citizens and reassure them that their leaders were doing everything in their power to protect them. He organized community gatherings and spoke to the people, urging them to remain united in the face of adversity and trust in the strength of their kingdom. As tensions mounted and the threat of war loomed ever closer, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza stood united, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Their unwavering resolve and steadfast commitment to their people would be tested like never before, but they were determined to see their kingdom through the storm and emerge victorious on the other side. As the kingdom braced itself for the looming threat of war, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza worked tirelessly to forge alliances and bolster their defenses. Their efforts to maintain peace through diplomacy were met with mixed success, as tensions continued to escalate on the borders. In the midst of this uncertainty, a glimmer of hope emerged in the form of a diplomatic envoy from a neighboring kingdom. The envoy brought news of a potential ceasefire agreement proposed by their ruler, King Mazi. Queen Adan saw this as an opportunity to avert bloodshed and broker peace through negotiation rather than confrontation. With cautious optimism, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza welcomed the envoy and engaged in discussions to explore the terms of the proposed ceasefire. They recognized the importance of finding common ground and resolving their differences through dialogue rather than resorting to violence. As negotiations progressed, it became clear that reaching a consensus would require compromise and mutual understanding. Queen Adan, drawing upon her diplomatic prowess, skillfully navigated the delicate negotiations, seeking to find a solution that would satisfy all parties involved. Prince Consort Ukandu lent his support to the negotiations, using his influence and strategic insight to sway opinion in favor of peace. His ability to see the bigger picture and prioritize the well-being of the kingdom over personal ambition proved invaluable in moving the discussions forward. Arinza, ever the voice of reason and empathy, reminded all parties of the human cost of war and the importance of finding a peaceful resolution. His heartfelt pleas for compassion and understanding resonated deeply with the negotiators, fostering an atmosphere of mutual respect and cooperation. After days of intense deliberation, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza succeeded in brokering a ceasefire agreement that satisfied the concerns of both kingdoms. The news was met with relief and jubilation across the realm as the threat of war was averted and the promise of peace prevailed. In the aftermath of the negotiations, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza were hailed as heroes, praised for their visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to the well-being of their people. Their efforts had not only preserved the kingdom's sovereignty, but also paved the way for a new era of cooperation and prosperity among neighboring nations. As they celebrated their hard-won victory, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza knew that their work was far from over. They remained vigilant in their efforts to safeguard the kingdom and promote peace and harmony throughout the realm, knowing that true strength lay not in conquest but in unity and understanding. In the wake of the successful ceasefire negotiations, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza turned their attention towards the task of rebuilding and strengthening the kingdom. Though the threat of war had been averted, the scars of conflict still lingered, and there was much work to be done to heal the wounds of the past and ensure a prosperous future for their people. Under Queen Adan's leadership, reconstruction efforts were launched in earnest. Villages ravaged by the specter of war were rebuilt, infrastructure was repaired, and essential services were restored. Prince Consort Ukandu oversaw the mobilization of resources and manpower, ensuring that the kingdom's recovery efforts proceeded smoothly and efficiently. Arinza, ever attuned to the needs of the people, focused on providing support and assistance to those most affected by the conflict. He organized relief efforts, distributed aid to displaced families, and worked tirelessly to address the humanitarian crisis brought about by the war. As the kingdom began to emerge from the shadow of conflict, a renewed sense of hope and optimism swept across the land. The resilience and determination of Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza inspired confidence among the populace, instilling a sense of unity and purpose that transcended the divisions of the past. Amidst the rebuilding process, Queen Adan seized the opportunity to initiate diplomatic overtures with neighboring kingdoms, seeking to foster a spirit of cooperation and reconciliation. Through dialogue and mutual respect, she hoped to lay the foundation for lasting peace and stability in the region. Prince Consort Ukandu, recognizing the importance of economic development in securing the kingdom's future, spearheaded initiatives to stimulate trade and commerce. By forging strategic alliances and opening up new markets, he sought to position the kingdom as a beacon of prosperity and opportunity in the realm. Arinza, ever the champion of social justice and equality, worked tirelessly to address the root causes of conflict and instability within the kingdom. Through community outreach programs and grassroots initiatives, he sought to empower marginalized groups and promote inclusivity and diversity throughout society. As their efforts bore fruit, and the kingdom flourished once more. Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. Though they had faced many trials and tribulations along the way, their unwavering commitment to each other and to their people had never wavered. As they looked towards the future with optimism and determination, they knew that the challenges ahead would be great, but they were confident that as long as they stood united, there was nothing they could not overcome. With their bond stronger than ever and the kingdom united behind them, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza were ready to write the next chapter in the storied history of their realm. As the kingdom flourished under their joint leadership, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza found themselves faced with a new set of challenges. While the scars of war had begun to heal, tensions simmered beneath the surface, threatening to unravel the fragile peace they had worked so hard to achieve. Rumblings of discontent echoed throughout the realm as whispers of rebellion spread like wildfire. Dissatisfied with the pace of progress and the distribution of resources, disgruntled factions began to organize, rallying behind charismatic leaders who promised change. Queen Adan, ever the astute diplomat, sought to address the grievances of the dissidents through dialogue and compromise. She convened councils and town hall meetings, inviting representatives from all walks of life to voice their concerns and contribute to the decision-making process. Prince Consort Ukandu, drawing upon his military experience, took a more assertive approach, bolstering the kingdom's defenses and cracking down on dissent with swift and decisive action. He dispatched loyal troops to quell uprisings and restore order, sending a clear message to would-be agitators that the rule of law would be upheld at all costs. Arinza, guided by his unwavering commitment to justice and equality, embarked on a mission to bridge the divide between the ruling elite and the marginalized masses. He tirelessly advocated for policies that prioritized the needs of the most vulnerable members of society, championing social reforms and economic initiatives aimed at uplifting the disenfranchised. Despite their best efforts, tensions continued to escalate, threatening to erupt into full-scale conflict. As the kingdom teetered on the brink of chaos, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza knew that they would need to summon all of their courage and resolve to navigate the turbulent waters ahead. With the fate of the realm hanging in the balance, they stood united, ready to confront whatever challenges lay in their path and safeguard the future of their beloved kingdom. As the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the land, they braced themselves for the trials yet to come, fortified by the strength of their bond and the unwavering support of their people. As tensions continued to mount across the kingdom, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza found themselves grappling with the complexities of leadership in the face of adversity. With dissent brewing and unrest simmering beneath the surface, they knew that decisive action was needed to quell the growing discontent and restore stability to the realm. Queen Adan, ever the diplomat, recognized the importance of addressing the root causes of the unrest through dialogue and compromise. She convened emergency summits with key stakeholders, including nobles, merchants, and community leaders, to seek common ground and chart a path forward that would satisfy the aspirations of all citizens. Prince Consort Ukandu, drawing upon his military acumen, took a more assertive approach, mobilizing the kingdom's armed forces to maintain law and order. He deployed troops to strategic locations, fortifying key cities and quelling outbreaks of violence with swift and decisive action, sending a clear message that dissent would not be tolerated. Arinza, fueled by his unwavering commitment to justice and equality, embarked on a grassroots campaign to address the underlying grievances of the marginalized and disenfranchised. He traveled to remote villages and urban slums, listening to the concerns of ordinary citizens and advocating for policies that would uplift the most vulnerable members of society. Despite their divergent approaches, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza remained united in their determination, to safeguard the kingdom and uphold the values of peace, prosperity, and justice. Together, they faced each new challenge with courage and resilience, drawing strength from their shared sense of purpose and the unwavering support of their people. As they navigated the stormy seas of uncertainty and unrest, they knew that the road ahead would be fraught with obstacles and adversity. Yet, guided by their unwavering commitment to the greater good, they pressed onward, steadfast in their belief that unity, compassion, and resilience would ultimately prevail. As the fate of the kingdom hung in the balance, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza braced themselves for the trials yet to come, knowing that their leadership would be tested like never before. With the support of each other and the resilience of their people, they stood ready to confront whatever challenges lay ahead and forge a brighter future for all. As the days passed and tensions continued to simmer, the kingdom found itself on the brink of chaos. Riots erupted in the streets, fueled by a sense of injustice and uncertainty. Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza worked tirelessly to restore order and stability, but their efforts seemed futile in the face of mounting unrest. With each passing day, the situation grew more dire, threatening to plunge the kingdom into turmoil. Queen Adan knew that decisive action was needed to quell the violence and restore confidence in the leadership. Drawing upon her diplomatic skills, she reached out to neighboring kingdoms and sought assistance in restoring peace to the realm. Prince Consort Ukandu, recognizing the urgency of the situation, mobilized the kingdom's military forces to maintain law and order. He deployed troops to troubled areas, using a combination of force and diplomacy to pacify the rioters and restore order to the streets. Meanwhile, Arinza continued his grassroots efforts to address the underlying causes of the unrest. He organized community meetings and town hall discussions, giving voice to the grievances of the people and advocating for meaningful change. Despite facing resistance from entrenched interests, he remained steadfast in his commitment to justice and equality. As the kingdom teetered on the edge of chaos, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza knew that their actions in the coming days would shape the fate of the realm for generations to come. With courage and determination, they prepared to confront the challenges ahead, united in their resolve to lead the kingdom through its darkest hour and into a brighter future. As tensions continued to escalate, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza convened an emergency council to devise a plan to address the growing unrest. Gathered in the grand hall of the palace, they deliberated late into the night, weighing their options and considering the consequences of each decision. Queen Adan stressed the importance of addressing the root causes of the unrest, emphasizing the need for inclusivity and dialogue. She proposed a series of reforms aimed at addressing the grievances of the people and fostering greater transparency and accountability within the government. Prince Consort Ukandu, ever the pragmatist, advocated for a more assertive approach, calling for swift and decisive action to quell the violence and restore order. He proposed deploying additional troops to troubled areas and imposing strict curfews to prevent further unrest. Arinza, drawing upon his grassroots experience, urged a more nuanced approach that prioritized community engagement and empowerment. He proposed establishing community councils to give ordinary citizens a greater voice in decision-making and ensuring that their concerns were heard and addressed. Despite their differences, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza recognized the importance of working together to find a solution. After hours of intense debate, they reached a consensus on a comprehensive plan that combined elements of all three approaches. Their plan included immediate measures to restore order, such as deploying additional troops and imposing curfews, as well as longer-term reforms aimed at addressing the underlying causes of the unrest. They pledged to work closely with community leaders and civil society organizations to ensure that the voices of the people were heard and their concerns addressed. As dawn broke over the kingdom, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza emerged from the council chamber with a renewed sense of purpose. Armed with their comprehensive plan and a determination to see it through, they set out to restore peace and stability to the realm, united in their commitment to building a brighter future for all. In the days that followed, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza worked tirelessly to implement their plan and restore order to the kingdom. Troops were deployed to troubled areas, enforcing curfews and maintaining a visible presence to deter further violence. Meanwhile, community councils were established across the kingdom, providing a platform for ordinary citizens to voice their concerns and participate in decision-making. Queen Adan personally visited these councils, listening attentively to the grievances of the people and pledging to address them to the best of her ability. Prince Consort Ukandu, for his part, focused on strengthening the kingdom's security apparatus and cracking down on criminal elements that sought to exploit the chaos for their own gain. Under his leadership, the military conducted targeted operations to apprehend rioters and restore law and order. Arinza, ever the advocate for social justice, worked tirelessly to rebuild trust between the people and the government. He organized community cleanup drives, food distribution programs, and vocational training initiatives, empowering ordinary citizens to take control of their own destinies. Despite the challenges they faced, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza remained resolute in their commitment to building a more just and equitable society. Their efforts began to bear fruit as tensions gradually eased, and a sense of hope began to replace the despair that had gripped the kingdom. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the kingdom slowly but surely began to heal from the wounds of the past. Through their tireless efforts and unwavering dedication, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza laid the foundation for a brighter future for all who called the realm home. And though challenges still lay ahead, they faced them with courage and determination, united in their belief that together they could overcome any obstacle and build a kingdom where peace and prosperity reigned supreme. As the kingdom stabilized and the efforts of Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza bore fruit, a newfound sense of optimism swept across the land. People from all walks of life came together to rebuild their communities and forge a brighter future for generations to come. Queen Adan, recognizing the importance of reconciliation, embarked on a series of goodwill tours, visiting towns and villages that had been hardest hit by the unrest. She met with local leaders, listened to the stories of ordinary citizens, and offered words of comfort and encouragement. Prince Consort Ukandu, meanwhile, focused on strengthening the kingdom's institutions and promoting economic development. He spearheaded infrastructure projects, invested in education and healthcare, and worked to attract foreign investment to stimulate growth and create jobs. Arinza, true to his roots, continued his grassroots efforts to empower marginalized communities and promote social justice. He established youth programs, women's cooperatives, and agricultural initiatives, providing opportunities for those most in need to lift themselves out of poverty. Together, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza led by example, demonstrating that true leadership requires compassion, humility, and a commitment to serving the common good. Their efforts to heal the wounds of the past and build a more inclusive and equitable society inspired hope and optimism among the people. As the kingdom celebrated its newfound stability and prosperity, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza stood together on the balcony of the palace, overlooking the bustling city below. They smiled as they watched children playing in the streets, merchants selling their wares, and farmers tending to their fields. In that moment, they knew that the kingdom's future was bright, filled with endless possibilities and opportunities for growth and prosperity. And as they looked ahead to the challenges and triumphs that lay on the horizon, they did so with hearts full of hope and a steadfast determination to build a kingdom where justice, peace, and prosperity reigned for all. In the months that followed, the kingdom flourished under the wise and compassionate leadership of Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza. Their collaborative efforts bore fruit as prosperity returned to the land, and the scars of past conflicts began to fade into memory. Queen Adan, with her innate grace and diplomacy, fostered alliances with neighboring kingdoms, promoting trade and cultural exchange. Her commitment to diplomacy and cooperation helped to solidify the kingdom's position on the international stage, ensuring its security and prosperity for generations to come. Prince Consort Ukandu's strategic vision and administrative acumen transformed the kingdom's economy, leading to unprecedented growth and prosperity. Through his bold initiatives and investment in key sectors such as agriculture, technology, and infrastructure, he laid the foundation for a vibrant and resilient economy that benefited all citizens. Arinza, beloved by the people for his unwavering dedication to social justice, continued to champion the rights of the marginalized and vulnerable. His grassroots initiatives empowered communities to take charge of their own destinies, fostering a spirit of unity and cooperation that transcended social divisions. Together, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza ushered in a new era of peace, prosperity, and progress for the kingdom. Their leadership inspired hope and optimism among the people, reaffirming their faith in the promise of a better tomorrow. As the kingdom celebrated its newfound prosperity, Queen Adan, Prince Consort Ukandu, and Arinza stood united, their hearts filled with gratitude for the opportunity to serve their people and build a brighter future together. And as they looked towards the horizon, they did so with unwavering determination and boundless optimism, knowing that the best days of the kingdom lay ahead. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the African tales. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to African Tales by Adanne YouTube channel for more captivating stories from the rich tapestry of African folklore. Let's continue to celebrate the beauty and diversity of African culture together. Until next time, may the tales of our ancestors inspire and guide us on our own journeys.